Hi there, Marge here from A Rose Grows in Harlem. It is Sunday, March 9th, 2025. Welcome to the new year. Um, I've not been in the garden since September of 2024, and I basically just let the garden rest. I was not feeling up to it. A lot of stuff is happening in the world, and I needed to focus my attentions elsewhere. So I figured that now would be a good time to give a review of what the garden looks like when it's been untouched for September, October, November, December, January, February, for about 6 months, so half a year. The last time I believe my garden was in a state of overgrown weeds, and everything looked like it was doing okay, maybe a little parched because we didn't have rain for a while. But we're going to go see what it looks like after having a winter to relax. Lots of rain. It was raining today, and I wanted to film today because there's going to be lots of rain all day tomorrow. So let's take a look first at the indoor garden area, my little setup. I have to clean up everything. I've literally not done anything. I've not prepped for my seedlings. I've not cleaned up the area. So it's going to be a look at my indoor greenhouse, the outdoor backyard, the front yard, and then the side yard. So here is my setup. This is my favorite sign. Gather somewhere else. Introvert at heart. So for those that have been watching me for a while, you'll know that these are my pothos that I got from a big box store. And this is my avocado tree. I have some Kalanchoe cuttings over here. This is my citronella that I've always wanted to keep indoors, and I have to propagate because I want to make sure I have plenty of citronella outside. These, oh, I really have to mark these because I don't remember what they are called. They are a type of aloe, I think similar to, well, they're definitely succulents, but they're kind of like aloe plants. I'll put the name in the description. But I got two of them. They were probably about this size on the side of my, was it my orchid? I got a gift orchid for my boyfriend, so I had two of them. So now I have one, two, three, four, five, six from two plants. And then the original two, which I think were these, this big one and that big one. And I think that might have, yeah, it was these two. And this is my poor Christmas cactus or Thanksgiving cactus. I am very bad at providing water properly for this. I think it's mostly because it needs less water than I'm giving and way less light because I had it in a shaded, indirect sunlight area and it actually flowered for me. So I had several of those cuttings and I killed them. So hopefully I will bring that upstairs and we will see what happens. What I plan on doing with the rest of the area, these bottom rows down here, I normally set up my seedlings there. And I normally grow tomatoes. I try for some peppers and some other flowers and things like that. But this year, because there's a possibility that the grocery store can get a little crazy, I'm going to stick to the things that we definitely eat. I'm going to do more experimentation on the side and try to focus more on potatoes, spinach, broccoli, tomatoes, obviously, because I love them. And what else did I want? Oh, onions and garlic as well. So that might just be a matter of going to the organic supermarket and getting some bulbs. That I've found has been the most productive. I have ginger that's upstairs. I had turmeric and ginger. The turmeric didn't make it, but the ginger is doing a great job. So I will try to catch that on the way back from upstairs. But yeah, I'm trying to focus on the things that we actually eat and a little less experimenting because I want to make sure I have the space for what we need. Okay, let's start with the backyard. Oh, the store. Okay, the sun is going down, so hopefully I will have enough light here. as I come out here, you will probably hear the birds because they think every time I come out here, it's to feed them. So just a quick overview. Here is all the mess that I left where I just purchased stuff and put it aside so I can get to it later. There's going to be a whole nother series of cleaning. And if anybody wanted to know if these little containers from botanical interests, they survived. Like, they're not cracking, they're not in any way, shape, or form brittle. So I left them out all last season and probably going on a year because I brought them back out in April, maybe May. So yeah, they're good. They're UV resistant. These trays were from the big box store because I just needed something cheap to keep them in, but I will be upgrading to the ones from Botanic Interests as well and Epic Gardening. I have over there some more dirt lockers that I'm going to continue to put throughout the entire backyard. This is some of my rain collection system. These were the little paper pots. You can see the labels are still there. Nasturtiums and things like that. Things that I didn't get to. I guess we'll start over here. All this area here was filled with weeds. Oh, and the mosquitoes are definitely out. But yeah, I just left it over the winter time and the weeds magically went away on the first frost. It was great. Here, this is I just put a bunch of bulbs. This is my bulb lasagna. So we've got these beautiful babies. These little dandelions. Not dandelions. What are they called? Oh man, I can't remember their name. Daffodils. Okay, now let's look at the trees. So my pears, no, sorry, these are my peaches. My peaches are already waking up. They're already starting to bloom. And we're gonna get some more frost, so I hope that's okay. And what is this? Did somebody actually bloomed? No way! Look at that! Is that from my peach plant? From my, oh my goodness! I got peach blossoms. That's amazing. Okay, so that's new. So I have 3 peach, 1, 2, 3. I have 3 peach trees here, and they're doing okay. This over here was my greenhouse that I was going to put stuff inside of, but it really doesn't work because of the sloped land. So what I am thinking about doing is this space here, all of this space going to the other fence. I'm leaving that open so that my boyfriend can put up a deck on the side of the house. So I'm starting my dirt lockers there and then going down. So I'm just trying to decide if I want to extend the dirt lockers from here to the end there and keep this up. I was thinking of putting some hardware cloth, which is just like a mesh metal fencing, across here and use that for vining plants like loofah and my grapes, if they're still alive. So we'll see. So over here is I think this is my pawpaw tree, and that is still sleeping for now, which is okay. We don't need that to wake up. I have some, oh, those are some roses and other plants. This is, I think those are my mums. Or, yeah, I think those are my mums. They like the cold weather. Those are doing okay. Let's see how to do this systematically. This is the insulation that you see in from my indoor greenhouse. I put it along the way over there, and I put it on this side as well to try to capture some of the heat. But my experiment with my outdoor greenhouse did not work, which was still a successful, that still counts as a successful experiment because I got a reaction, just not the one I was hoping for. So now I'm trying to be careful because of spiders and things which are still here. Let's see, this is my kiwi tree, which I can't tell if it's completely dead. It tends to like come out in the middle of the summertime. It's alive. I say that and I found a bud that has green. Can you see it? Right there. Right there. So yeah, my kiwi is fine. It's a trooper. I think I just have to do some massive pruning. I'll just find out where the green stops and try to trim away the old stuff. This right here is one of my roses from Costco, I believe. And look at how tall this has become. It's already getting new growth, and with the rain, it definitely looks beautiful. I love the red tint that it has when it has new growth. And because it looks like this is a vining, not a bushing rose, I'm going to put up one of my obelisks this year. I promise. I promise my roses that I will do obelisks this year. Here we have, over here, oh my goodness, I think I'm getting flowers from these as well. These look like buds, but they're actually blooms. My goodness. Look at that. Those are going to be flowering. And I think this is my apricot. Or is this my nectarine? Let me see. This is my Arctic Fantasy nectarine tree. So I don't know if flowers definitely mean fruit, but there is that possibility. So that is very exciting. Like I said, this is the first time I've been out here to really look at my trees, just to make sure they weren't completely dead. So you are exploring with me, and I really hope I'm not walking through spider webs. Mosquitoes are already out now. Okay, let's see. So this is filled with bulbs from tulips that I got from a neighbor, and she was just going to throw them out, and I said, hey, I will take them. Some of them have decomposed, and some of them are growing. So I'm going to get some tulips in there. This is one of my fire nandinas that I got on sale, and I plan to plant it in here, and then that'll be a cute little bush to, but then I have to figure out if I want to keep this arch so that I can put my loofah on, because it was the cheapest type of trellis that I could find. It was like $125, and this is like 12 by 7 or 12 by 6 or something like that. So it's really, really economical. So I probably will have a fire nandina here, a fire nandina there, and this will just be the opening, and it'll be a cute walkthrough for all the Duros that are coming up. These are my cat shelters that I set up last year. I should have emptied them and put in new bedding, which I did not, but I'm pretty sure animals have been using them because everybody's over here eating all the things. Let's see. Okay, this is what the squirrels did to their feeding place. That's what happens when you buy cheap things from cheap stores. That store's now gone out of business, so it's okay. But that's where I had it, so I will get them another perch to put their food on. This is a weed. This is one of my elderberry canes. That's doing well. And I'm not even lifting up the bags to see which plants have actually gotten through the bags and gone. But I'm pretty sure if there's been a growth of like an exponential growth, I'm pretty sure it was because it was from breaking through the bag. Over here, I had some beautiful black, what were they called? I think were they zinnias? I don't remember. It was something, but I had black flowers that were here. Oh, they were petunias, my black petunias, and they were beautiful. If I remember, I'll put up the video where I showed those off. But the color was just gorgeous, and I'll be going back to the store to get some more of those. Okay, here are my pears, and these guys are definitely blooming. Like every one of them is coming up. They're very happy. And this is my experiment. That'll be a separate video because I have two different trees where I created a little container to see if I could grow another tree from one of these offshoots. So that would be a pruning, and then this would be a fourth tree. This one, unfortunately, did that break off? Oh, something like broke that, probably like another branch. Well, that'll be another experiment to see if that survives, because it was either recent or this is still growing despite being broken off. All right, let's see, what else do we got? Lots and lots of rando trees and things. This is the horrible ivy that I have to deal with. I think they call it kudzu here. But look what it does to the trees. Just completely annihilates the trees, and it's really bad. I just want to cut all the vines, but it's not on my property, so I can't. But I will cut this when I come out here to prune, because see how it's coming over the fence? Yeah, all of that nonsense. Just chop it off and leave it without any place to hit the dirt, because if it hits the dirt, forget it. It's coming back. Now, you want to talk about a success story? This was the rose that I decided to just leave alone. This is the rose that I got from the big box store, my Dolly Parton rose, and I left this here, and look, brand new rose. So we'll see how that comes out. That was another experiment where I was just like, let's just leave it. And if you leave it long enough, you know what? It might come back. And that's what happened here. Another success story. What wasn't such a success were my apple trees. Let's see, see, these branches come from the trees next door. Ruin my plants. So let's see, this was, oh, I've got vines in here. No, get out of here. Oh, I'm not supposed to be pruning now, but I don't want any vines in my apple trees. Okay. Oh, that smells so good. It's just rich earth. Hoping no spiders come through here. Okay. So this is my Macintosh apple tree. Pretty sure that's dead. This one is my Gala. It seems brittle. Get something off the tip. That seems brittle. But down here, yeah, none of these look like viable buds. So we'll see what happens. But that one, I bet you that one is a crab apple, because that's what crab apples look like to me. Oh, let's see. Yep, transcendent crab apple tree. This one's doing great. It's already starting to bud. I mean, bloom, or whatever you call it when the leaves come out. This one looks like that's ready to put off flowers. Which one are you? Oh, so many weeds. Let's see, which one are you? And this year I also want to make my tag so it's easier for me to see these things. This one is my Arkansas black. That's good. And look, you see this tree? Like, what the heck is this? Look at this thing. Just coming out of the ground. Nonsense. Okay, and this other one might be dead, might be alive. I'm not sure. What was that one? This one is my Golden Delicious. Okay, if I lose that one, that's not a big deal. Okay, let's see. Over here, I have some strawberries, and those are doing well. There is another rose that was more like a bushing rose, and that one's already starting to bud. And here are my raspberries, which I guess you just have to take care of the old canes. There's so many gnats and mosquitoes out here, it's ridiculous. It's already spring here. But that's a raspberry bush. I think that's my golden raspberry. Let's see. Yes, that's my golden raspberry. So that should be good. They've done really well in these containers, and so that they don't spread, because raspberries are invasive, you want to make sure that that is contained, literally. Literally contain it. Here's another one of my beautiful elderberries. I believe I have 4. Those are doing really well. Those are my bird feeders that I'm going to have to get to eventually. That over there, I think, has taken a lot of damage. That's one of my pecan trees, and I think it's all right, but I don't know. I have to wait and see. The other one, that you're supposed to have 2 pecan trees, and one of them died, so that's just, I don't know. I don't know if I'll keep that. I'm not as excited about having nuts as I was before. So we'll see. If it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, it's no big deal. Yes, I showed you the strawberries, the roses, those some pretty decorative plants. Let's see, can I make it through here without any webs? Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. Should be all right. Okay. So over here, I have my olive trees, and all 4 of my olive trees look like they're a little beat up, probably because of these other trees. Like, look at how many branches are up here, and like, look at that tree. I was just like leaning over, like, we're just waiting for these trees to fall on the house. It's horrible, but they are still growing. There's new growth there. There's new growth there. My olive trees are doing really well, and I will probably plant them in the ground. So if you're watching from last year, that is the remnants of my bird fountain. I will probably throw one of my mosquito dunks in there to make sure that doesn't arise to something crazy. But we'll see. Let's see, did my poor lantana survive? No, but something else is growing in there? That's weird. And I think those are some of my strawberries that came over. Who knows? And look, see, this is why I need my obelisks, because this is my rose bush, or this rose cane, this rose vine, and I just need to have a way to prop it up. And the obelisk is just like a round, it's like a trellis, but it's in the round, and then at the top it comes to a point. So that'll be good. All this is the stupid tree that's still here because the trunk is still there. So all of these canes will be removed, and I should do it now before they get to be leafy. Here's another rose that's going to need an obelisk, and I have several of them, but this is something that I can train them around. And if I need to cut them, I'll just have more rose plants, which is great. Okay, anything to show over there? Just more strawberries. Anywhere you see these cute little heart-shaped leaves, those are strawberries over there, strawberries over there. These are my snapdragons that I got on sale. They've come back, not a problem. All right, let's see. What else do we have over here? Unfilled dirt lockers. That's what we have here. This is my blackberry bush from the big box store, and it is already starting to bud and get leaves. So that's ready to go. This produced blackberries the first year I had it, which is fantastic. And here are my other sad story apple tree section. So this was another one. All of these trees died. I don't even think this crabapple made it. Yeah, look. I could probably just pull that right up, and I won't. I'll clean it up when I'm doing my my other stuff, my other pruning. RIP trees. I think there were 5 trees in there. Let's see, what else do I have here? If you hear me suddenly scream, I apologize. It's probably because I walked into a spider web. But this is the rose. This is the rose plant coming over. That'll make a beautiful trellis if I had something to come up and over. This is my papaya? No, what was this? This was pineapple guava, which I don't know if it made it. There is some growing down there. This little tiny offshoot in that one. So I don't know if this, yeah, there are leaves here, so I think it's still alive, so that's okay. This is going to get a little tricky to navigate because all this I keep because the birds like to be here, and it gives them kind of like a refuge, so I like to keep it there. But because it might conflict with this Japanese maple, I just like to cut it down, so I'll get to that when I'm pruning. And whatever this plant is, this has already started to bud. Oh, all these trees are waking up and it's still not spring yet. Oh, here's like a spider plant just out of nowhere. That just arrived. My other raspberry plant, which I thought died, nope, that's coming up, which is great. I will train it on that other piece. Let's go around the other way here. This, I'm pretty sure this plant has completely broken through the bag because it is so tall, and that is my apricot. And I'm very excited to see how that turns out because this will be one of my main actual trees that are planted, not something that I'm pruning to be so small. So that is doing a great job. So that's my apricot. Okay, let's see if I can get to my plums from over there. Let's move this way. And what's been great is that you can tell this is where I've packed all the dirt lockers with topsoil, and there have been no weeds. You don't see any weeds here. Now over here, that's a different story. But eventually, I'll see if I can look into getting a local mulching company or something so that, I don't have all of this. Because this is all dock. I forget what kind it is, but it's just, I just try to chop and drop. Oh yeah, everything's waking up. Here. Oh, the birds are in the trees waiting for me to get their food. Okay, here's one of my plum trees, and you can see they're already starting to bud. It's one plum tree. This is a rando tree. Oh, that one with the yellow. You see the yellow buds? That is another plum tree. This one is a plum tree as well. And that other one in the back, I don't know if that one is, yes, I see a few buds on that. So my 4 plum trees are good. The plum trees were the first trees that I had that they loved. They were like, yes, let's just do this. My peach trees took a while to acclimate to the backyard, but now they're great. My pears were okay, but my plum trees from the get-go, they were like, yes, whatever you want us to do, we'll do it. Now this, I believe this tree was my unknown apple tree. And this tree is my apricot. No, my Arctic, I don't know, one's a nectarine, one's an apricot. I think this is an apricot, I don't know. I have to go down and look, but there are so many branches. I will probably cut the lower branches and try to make additional trees from that. I'll have a video on that. There's going to be a lot of propagation this year. I'm going to make myself go out and I will transplant these trees if I can. If it's in the ground, I'll leave it there and I'll just probably make this one smaller because it's an apple tree. I don't want it small, but this one, I don't mind if this one grows to be big. Here are my stalwart blueberries. They are probably in need of some food, but they're doing great. That's one blueberry. That's another one. They're still green and looking healthy. And there's another one over there. That one looks a little worse for wear, but I think it'll be okay. Again, I think it just needs some food. Here is my Granny Smith apple tree. And so far, it looks good. It's still budded, so nothing has come up yet. But also want to cut that off so I can have another tree. I have not been able to get back here because of spiders, but back there are my grapes in that bag. Let's see if I could zoom in. Yeah, my bag over there has a bunch of grapes. I didn't mean to make that pun, but that's funny. I have some roses over here. I have roses here. And any of these roses I will have obelisks for. And here's a little, oh, I'm going to show you a cardinal that came up because he saw that I was out and they want food. Oh, there's another rose over there. And I have I don't think it looks like it's alive, but there was an elderberry over there that I will put in the ground as well. Then we have more weeds, more dock, some more strawberries. Always good for some strawberries. And these are my cherry trees. And these are still alive because they've got little buds that are about to, they normally don't come out until it's a lot warmer, but because they really like the cold, they like to sleep in the cold. And this cherry tree I think is okay. That one has actually gotten a lot more bushier than I expected, which I think is great. So that should be cool. And then over here, I have, I think that was supposed to be my blackberry that I got from the same place I got the trees from. And then my roses. So my roses love this backyard. I could have just had a rose garden and it would have thrived. But that is the backyard so far. Let me try to get the front yard before the sun goes down. Okay, so in the front yard, I have been blessed by more daffodils. They're adorable. And they come up in February. Very pretty. I have more coming up in these. I love these little purple flowers. They're weeds, but I don't care because they look great. I love them. And eventually I will have marigolds all through here. They come back every year. I'll get some more daffodils and bulbs coming through there. And then over here I had some sunflower seeds as bird food. And that pretty much grew into actual sunflowers, which I also showed last year. And those are my fire nandinas that were transplanted from the front of the windows. Let's quickly go to the side yard. Okay, so this is the current state of the side yard. All of the plants that were here have been replaced with whatever grows in the wintertime, with the exception of these two plants, which I got from the big box store. I'll have to find out their names. But one is like a succulent, and the other I think is maybe, oh, I don't know, I'll have to find the labels. This is where I set up the areas for the hummingbirds because the feeders go on a hook over here. But I will see what I plan to do because unless I cover these with some kind of fence or barrier, like right now I have this like bird wire, but I don't like it. It's plastic and it's not convenient to get in and out of places. So I would prefer not to use it again. I might just end up using chicken wire and making some kind of fence to keep the cats out because the cats love this. I'm also trying to decide if I want to upturn these, just put the dirt under it and not use these containers anymore, because it was a good idea, but I was getting more um, I was getting more growth when I didn't have the bags there, because I think it was using, all the dirt that was underneath. I also have to clean up this area. These were the containers I had onions in, and as you can see, some of the onions are coming through, which I think is hilarious. So I'll have at least 3 onions. Oh, I have some onions over there as well. So that's funny. Underneath is where I had my original garlic and turmeric. That's where I had my okra. And right now the uneaten grapefruit are there just to keep animals out. I have to clean up this area because this is where I had my beans, which was very convenient because it let me grow beans quickly, and I know that I can put like 5 bean plants in here and get lots of beans and then freeze them. Green beans. They're all bush beans, so that works. And here we see the decomposition of one of the grapefruit, which is excellent. That will replenish that area, and then I could plant stuff in there. I'll probably go in and amend that soil as well. This is where I keep my oregano, and those tall stalks are basil. And right now that's just weeds, so I'll just pull that all when I go through my pruning. I'll just pull it all and just leave it there and let that replenish that area. This is where I had my tomato set up. I will probably do something similar again, except I will probably put 2 plants per container, and I will amend the container with some, what is it called? Vermiculite and what is it called? Ooh, my vocabulary is horrible today, but the stuff to aerate it and to hold some water and just to, so it's not just compost. And I'll amend that with some good food as well. And behind there is that's where I have my walking onions and my strawberries, and then my compost pile. I unfortunately had raccoons in there, so I'm going to turn that into a hot compost pile, and I'm only going to use that for whatchamacallit, things that we're not eating. Like I might re-up the my fire and andina, or any of my shrubs, because I don't want to take a chance. Even if it gets up to temperature, I think you need it to be like 180 or something like that degrees Fahrenheit in order to destroy the larva of the ringworm. It's like really gross, but I'm definitely not going to use it for that. As far as this bed is concerned, this one with the onions, I will probably lay something on top of it, let it cook everything that's there, and just reuse that for, maybe I'll make that like a butterfly, or like a what is it called? Oh, I definitely need a nap. Um, Pollinator garden, yes. So I'll probably be doing that. Yeah. And those are the containers that I had for my water collection setup, which I have to refine that and make it better so it's safe so that animals don't fall in. And those containers I was thinking of using for my potatoes. Really inexpensive, easy to turn over, and I can do the hilling method where I put the potatoes in the bottom. Once they come up, put some more dirt on top. Once they come up, put some more dirt, so on and so forth. And then over here, this was my original pollinator garden, because I had just put some zinnias and things over here, and I put it next to, I had a bird feeder over there for the hummingbirds. Right now there's just dock in there, but what will start coming up are the zinnias, and I have some walking onions over there as well. Yeah. So that's the garden so far. I plan on having a recap of 2024 to show kind of like, it's probably going to be a long video, but I wanted to go through everything that I tried, everything that went well, everything that didn't go well, and some changes that I want to make for this year. Again, I think I had mentioned before that because of the uncertainty of what's going to happen in the grocery stores, I want to really focus on the things that we're eating. I'm not going to go the route of chickens. I'm not going to go the route of having any kind of live animal. That's I don't have the space for that. I don't have the time to do that. So I will go back to my roots of doing vegan stuff. And if worse comes to worse, we'll have beans, we'll have proteins, we'll have things that we can survive on. Should worse comes to worse, I don't think it's going to get that bad, but you can't decide that, oh, today is Monday and we need potatoes, and then have to have started growing them 3 months before. So I just want to have them. If I don't use it, great. I can either, give it to a food shelter or give it to people in the neighborhood, or, prepare them, dry them, do all types of things. And I will take that through, or I will take you guys through that as well as I do it. Um, but I have to say, I was really discouraged last year because of what's going on in the U.S. And it really took all of my willpower to even try to edit videos and try to do things as far as the garden was concerned, because I was a bit overwhelmed, and I just wanted to, you know, have my own space and have my own safety, and I just didn't have the energy to really create anything. But that has changed. There's some more hope. There are things that can be done. And if you are interested in any of those other things, I won't keep it on this channel, but I can point you to a Blue Sky account that I have on a separate space and maybe show you my other YouTube channel, which is mostly about my cosplay and my singing. But I think it's going to get a little bit more in detail about what's happening and trying to get the word out, because a lot of people don't know what's going on and they really should know. Um, but I want to keep this channel as a gardening channel. But let me know what you think in the comments. I do want to show, what needs to happen if I'm gonna start drying food. I'm gonna start canning food. I'm gonna start saving up for a pressure canner because I have a big stock pot when I make crab and things like that. So I have that for water bath canning. And I have the books. I just have to read up on them and make sure I know all the official books, like the ball books, and the things that actually show you what the temperature should be, what's safe, what's not safe, because having something tangible and not having to look it up online, that's important to me. So I'll show you what I have, and I'll show you what I'm going through. And I have 2 more videos I would like to make this week. I'm still not going to a schedule because it all depends on, because I do have the geese are flying. I do have a full-time job and I do have other things that are going on. So I'm just trying to figure out how to fit this in. So I'm trying to give it in small bites. If I could record a little every day and then collaborate or consolidate them into one video, I might end up doing that. Otherwise, I might just, do something that's a little more off the cuff, a little less edited, but we'll see how that goes. But I do want to try to make 2 videos this week. One with that 2024 recap, which I've been promising people. I'm sorry, I'll finally get to it. And the other one is starting my seeds. Yep, I have to start my seeds. I know I'm late, and I have to see if there are anybody who has bulbs, but I'll probably just end up doing, like I said, going to the organic market. And that's all I have for today. It's Sunday, so it's kind of like sad face because I have to get ready for the work week. But with the rain tomorrow, hopefully it'll let me do some outlines and do some other things that I can, you know, at least organize and then start filming for the rest of the week. Well, actually, the 2024 recap would be fine inside, so I might do that in my indoor greenhouse because that's what I did with the seedling, so that might work. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope everyone's doing okay. I hope you're safe. I hope you're well, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Hey there! Almost forgot. I'm starting to create merch. I wanted something that I could wear when I was out in the garden that wasn't promoting anything that had nothing to do with what I was doing. I definitely wanted something that was specific to me, to my garden, to my channel. So I started making these cute t-shirts. I also made hats and other brands, and this is my first logo, Grow Fruit Trees. I figured that would be garden adjacent to a bunch of people, and if you're interested, I will leave a link in the description, and feel free to grab one if you like. If you have any ideas of something else you might want it on, let me know, and I can see about arranging that. So thanks again for watching, and have a great week.